Gabriel, that was a huge win today. What do you make of that performance?
We prepared the game to play good, like always we try. So yeah, we come to play against one of the best teams in Europe, the Europe champions. So they play so good. They have a lot of amazing players. So we know that it's gonna be difficult for us, the game, come here on day home. So yeah, we played very good and win the game.
And you scored the goal, a little deflection, but you deserved that bit of luck because you had so much possession.
Yeah. How the way I play like a striker, I never, I think, can turn properly because sometimes it's difficult to play on back. So yeah, I turn good and I can shoot. Yes, and a little bit of lucky, but yeah, I'm very happy to score that goal. And the most important, I think, everyone played so good, and we won the game.
Absolutely right. Have we seen the champions, the Premier League champions today, send a little message, particularly after that defeat in the Champions League final?
I think it's not about the message, like I said, always we try to play good as possible. Sometimes we are not playing good in the game, but if we hold and suffer a little bit and regain the ball, we can attack. We have a lot of top players to create the chances and trying to score a goal. That's what I think we are.
Thanks, Gabriel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Incidentally, that's a landmark win for Pep Guardiola, his 221st as Manchester City manager, more than any other City boss in their history, overtaking Les McDowell from the 1950s and 60s. The records keep on coming, but the most important thing today was the 3 points. Is that something of a statement after what's been said in the last 7 days about City?
Yeah, I think it's always a statement if you can go to Stamford Bridge, especially and win, especially against the way Tuchel has Chelsea playing. But I think in terms of the league, like I said before, if you can go away from home and take a point when you're challenging for the title, it's good. But if you can take 3, it's even better. So for me, it's a massive statement. That's basically saying, look, we're here and we're up for this title challenge. So kind of bring it on.
You were hinting beforehand about Chelsea. People sort of saying that they've come to the conclusion they were almost unbeatable. So what does it do for City to go there and keep a clean sheet and, as Sean says, put that marker down?
It does wonders for City, but I don't think they will ever believe that they can't go anywhere and win. They're such a talented team. I think what it does do is it almost breathes a sigh of relief for the rest of the league as well, because everybody's watching the same game. Everyone's thinking, wow, this new Chelsea team look unbelievable. How can we beat them? How can we score against them? How do we, keep a clean sheet against them? And I think all of a sudden, the groundswell that I've been sort of feeling over the last week or two is everybody. Even my dad said to me a couple of nights ago when we were having a drink together, he said, Chelsea are going to win the league. And he never sort of has an opinion of a season like this. And I'm like, things can change. City and Liverpool will play them and things will change. But at the time, I was sort of, if you had put a gun to my head and said who were going to win it, I would have probably said the same thing. And I think everybody was swaying towards Chelsea just for those reasons. Now I think people are thinking, right, OK, everybody is still beatable up there. This is going to be an unbelievable race. No one's going to run away with it. Manchester City, obviously reigning champs, just gone to champions-elect, who everybody seems to think at the minute, and won and outplayed them in every shape. Every way they were the better team and deserved it. So I think it's just made, the next few days and people start questioning again, right, I think everyone's going to have a new opinion on who's going to win the league again. Some people still think it's Chelsea and they've got a great chance, but I just think lots of people were getting carried away, and me and myself with the Chelsea situation. But it's just shown they are human after all.
Indeed. They could have had more than the one goal, but Gabriel Jesus got it. He was honest to admit in that particular instance he got a little bit of luck, but they earned that luck today, didn't they?
I think the way it came, it's obviously a short corner and it comes back. I think it's Cancelo that does take the shot, but he's still got a lot of work to do, and his first touch is pretty much immaculate. It sticks, and he just manipulates the ball enough to get a half turn and get a shot off, and takes a slight deflection. But like you said, they dominated the game from the start. They created chances, And on other days, they could have been out of sight at this time, but they stuck at it, kept doing the same thing, and they deserved that little bit of luck.
That little drag back, Sean, it's brilliant because it puts everybody on their heels. It almost shifts the weight of everybody, and then he chops it back to where he was originally. I mean, if he had just turned and shot straight away, people would have been in front of him. But that little drag back and then bringing it back to where it was almost bought him a little half yard. And he's not at any time looked where the goal is there. Of course, he's taken a touch. He's got lots of people around. You've got no time. It's a sixth sense. Where is it? And of course, he got a little bit of luck with the deflection. But a brilliant little bit. And as you say, the way it stuck, that first touch, it came to him like a bolt of lightning. He still managed to kill it dead. It was a fantastic goal.
And as we said before the game, of course, Pep Guardiola had lost his last 3 to Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea, but he's won this one, and here's his reaction to it.
Must be very pleased with that result today and the way he dominated the contest as well.
Just 3 points, but important ones. You know, the king of the Champions League, because they won it, and the way we played. So the team always can. We can think play good or play bad, but always it doesn't matter where we play. We try to do it, and today the guys were outstanding. So in this stadium against this opponent, and did what we have done, make me so proud. And of course the result to these 3 points.
Has Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel's approach surprised you?
It's very much surprised me. I think the previous games of last year, they like Mo highlighted, they were very aggressive and didn't really give City time on the ball to have control possession like they have had. But I think at the same time, it's almost like City's played that aggressive role when they haven't got the ball and stopping Chelsea from playing out from the back and trying to attack high up the field rather than obviously winning it later on in their own half. So which has benefited City a lot in this half.
Yeah, we debated about how and where the bodies of City would go. As Sean says, they've been high up in numbers.
Yeah, we normally associate City with possession. It's and they've had I mean, we saw the stats there. They've had everything. However, they don't really look like scoring. That's the only thing that I would say. They've got all the possession, all the corners, all the crosses, but no real cutting edge just yet. And Chelsea, even though they're not looking, that threatening themselves, they're looking as if they're reasonably comfortable dealing with the threat of Manchester City. So something needs to change, otherwise this is going to stay at 0-0. I think it will change because I don't think Thomas Tuchel's happy with the way that's playing out so far. Pep Guardiola will be happy. He will want more of a thrust and to obviously keep the back door shut because they just broke out once or twice.
The City press, though, as Sean was talking about, it's caused Chelsea issues.
Yeah, it has. And look at this for a formation. It's almost 2-4-4 that Manchester City are playing out of possession. And when they get a goal kick or anything of the kind, then City are set up and saying, well, we're going to press you straight away. But that's not putting Chelsea off. They're still doing it. And City have won the ball basically every time and then started their own press. And it doesn't matter which side, they go left, they go right, and that's the trigger to go and press. So they're not bothered about flooding bodies forward to win the ball up there, and they'll leave 2v2 at the back. And they've done it quite a few times and successfully, Sean.
And that's the thing. I think City said to their centre-backs, you deal with Rom, you deal with Werner, and they don't mind, and it's creating like a big gap in the middle. So if City do win the ball, City's midfielders pick it back up and away they go again.
Yeah, and again, this is the last clip of the press, and it's really interesting what the Chelsea fans actually think of it, because we see here towards the end of the half, they've actually thought, no, we're not going to do that, and you hear some cheers from the Chelsea fans, and they actually go a bit more direct. So, whether that's come from the sideline, whether that's come from someone like Azpilicueta saying, right, we're not going to do this anymore, let's squeeze up and actually play in City's half and knock a long ball. But it will be really interesting to see what develops in the early parts of the second half to see if there's a continuation of that.
There have been occasions where Chelsea have got out, not always deliberately. Werner hasn't made the most of those potential opportunities.
Yeah, he didn't. I noticed, like you said, I think with Rom, it allows you to sometimes play direct. You don't always have to pass your way out. But I think this chance with Werner, when he makes runs, that's why he's there. He runs across, they try to play offside, and if his touch maybe can be more straight towards goal, I think he gets a shot off there. And I think he will continue to make those runs, which is why I think he's in the team, to run off the back and play on the shoulder.
Interestingly, Steve, that first clip was almost a panic clearance from Chelsea. It wasn't great play out. However, this clip is well played. They work a way out. It's probably the only time they do work a way out. And again, this is Werner running into this left channel that we spoke about before the game. Again, no real end product, and that will be Thomas Tuchel's frustration, that they didn't really look like scoring at any point. And of course, you've got little discussions going on the pitch already to think, right, how can we work this one?